So I'm going to be starting the playlist now if you are going to be using the same one that I am. Again, the link is in the chat box. It is entitled Rainy Yoga. I thought it was appropriate for today. And once you start your playlist, we'll start today in a child's pose. So taking your time to get into it, bringing the toes to touch, knees are wide as your mat and sinking the hips back. Walking the hands out and gently laying your head on the floor. And just starting to come into the pose, allowing your breath to gently flow in through your nostrils and sigh it out with an open mouth, exhaling fully. Again, breathing in through the nostrils and sighing it out, really sinking into the pose, allowing the lower back to soften and spread. Now as you breathe in, seal your lips together, drawing the breath in through the nostrils, and with a slightly constricted back of your throat, exhaling through your nostrils, making a sound that might mimic the wind blowing through the treetops, rustling the leaves. Maybe in your mind's eye, you can imagine these leaves falling gently to the ground as they would at the turn of this season. This breathing form is our Ujjayi Breath. And the Ujjayi Breath is really a helpful tool throughout practice. It helps me remain in the moment. It helps me really fill out the transition spots between the poses. And it gives me intention to the pose. A reminder that yoga is made of more than just the postures. It's an 8-limb practice. So we're not just aiming for flexibility and strength, though that is a benefit. But we really want to focus the breath to build a connection between the mind and the body. Take a breath in as you look at your hands and start to crawl your hands over to the left side of your mat, laying your right hand on top of left, then releasing back down to the mat. Breathing into your right side body, sending a little space between the ribs, maybe into the front of your right hip flexor. And then breathing in, curling the fingertips back over to the right edge of your mat, laying left hand on top, then settling back into the mat, feeling that nice stretch down your left side. And anytime in practice that you really feel a tight spot, see if you can send a little extra breath and oxygen to that area. Always thinking to allow the muscles to gently open rather than to force them open. Looking back at the hands, sending them back to center with an in-breath coming up to a child's pose, rather a tabletop. Lower belly is engaged. Hug it a little bit closer in towards the inside of your spine. Hands are pressing into the mat. Knees are also pressing into the mat. With an inhale, reach the right fingertips up high. And as you exhale, thread the needle, sending the arm through the knee and the hand on the left side, crawling the fingertips of the left hand out, sending the hips back towards the back edge of your mat. As you breathe, really softening the area between your shoulder blades as you send some fresh oxygen there. You turn your left hand right underneath your shoulder, and with an inhale, reach your right fingertips up high. Exhale, bring your right hand down. On your inhale, left side, reach the fingertips up high, send some energy up towards the ceiling. With the exhale, sending your left arm between your right hand and right knee, threading the needle. Walking the fingertips out if you'd like. Feeling a nice gentle fold in the front of your hips. Remembering to breathe. Returning the right hand underneath your shoulder. Inhale as you reach your arm up high. Exhale, return the hand to the mat. Good. Re-engage that lower belly, hugging it in towards the spine. Moving in through some cow and cat. On an inhale, drop the belly as the eyes and the tails reach up high. Exhale, press the air out as you arc up into cat, looking at your belly button. Inhale to cow, dropping the belly and feeling the full length of the spine. Exhale, press the air out into cat. Come up a little bit higher than last time. Inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. One more round. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Coming back to a neutral tabletop. Downward facing dog is next. Walk the hands a little bit farther forward, tucking the back toes. Take an inhale as you hover the knees up high first. And then as you exhale, send the hips up and back. Taking whatever ritual you need here. Getting into your downward dog, maybe by pedaling out the heels, bending one knee and straightening the other leg, and switching. I also like to twist on the ball mounds of my feet one way and then the other, kind of wringing out my spine like a towel. And then eventually finding some stillness, checking in with your neck, allowing the head to be heavy and long away, and maybe giving yourself a nod yes and no to release the long back of the neck. And breathing. Now on your inhale, bend generously into your knees as you look at the top of your mat. As you exhale, step the feet up towards the hands into a ragdoll position. Feet are wide underneath you. Grabbing onto opposite elbows, drawing yourself a little closer to the earth, maybe swaying side to side. Checking in with the upper back, seeing if you can allow it to become 5% more relaxed. And then finding some stillness, allowing gravity to do its job, drawing your head and arms closer to the earth. Release your hands to the earth. On an inhale, come to a halfway lift, really lengthening through the spine, all the way from the crown to the tailbone. Exhale, release yourself forward, forward fold. On the inhale, long spine again, halfway lift. On the exhale, release yourself down. This time on the inhale, drop the hips and slowly stack the spine up tall, vertebra by vertebra. At the end, reaching your hands all the way up to Tadasana. Feeling the long line of energy from the fingertips all the way down into the feet. Maybe you want to chocolate your feet a little bit closer together. And as you exhale, bringing the hands to heart center, Samasthiti, standing at attention pose. Take a moment here, either gently closing the eyes or possibly sending your focus softly gazing over the front of your fingertips. Checking in with your hips, making sure not to grip too ferociously in the hip flexors. See if you can allow the muscles to soften slightly there. And coming back to that idea of really unifying the breath to the movement today in practice. Prioritizing the breath. Maybe that means you don't go as deep into a pose as you normally would. We're trying to find a balance. And if you've blinked, your eyes closed, let them open as you drop your hands down to your sides, starting our Surya Namaskara A, our sun salutations. On an inhale, sweep the arms up high, really ride your breath all the way up. And as you exhale, allow it to pour out of you fully. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, place your hands down, step out to a high plank. Hold for just a moment, feeling that lower belly engaging. And then drop the knees down to the earth, allowing the toes to reach out long. Shifting forward on an exhale, lower yourself all the way down onto your belly. 3 rounds of baby cobra here. So zip the legs together. Hands are underneath your shoulders. On an inhale, peeling the chin and chest up, really hugging the elbows in towards each other. Exhale, release yourself down. Inhale up to baby cobra, maybe a little bit higher. Exhale yourself down. One more time. Inhale to baby cobra. Really squeeze the shoulder blades in together. And see if you can levitate your hands just about 3 inches off the mat. And with an exhale, release yourself down. Inhale back up to a tabletop. And on your exhale, press back to downward facing dog. Taking 3 rounds of breath. Inhaling deeply. Exhale fully. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. This time on the inhale, bending the knees, looking at the hands. With the exhale, either stepping or maybe floating forward. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, release the head. Inhale, sweeping up high, riding the breath all the way up. Exhale, forward fold, pouring the breath all the way out. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, placing the hands down, stepping out to that high plank. This time, shifting forward, take an inhale. As you exhale, lower yourself halfway down. On the inhale, flip to the tops of your feet, straightening through the elbows for upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 rounds of breath. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. And then exhaling. With this inhale, bending at the knees, looking to your hands, stepping forward on the exhale. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, reaching up high. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, yogi's choice, placing the hands down, moving through chaturanga or lowering the knees. Inhale to a upward facing dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. Breathing in. Exhale. Allow your breath to be as vocally loud as you need it to be. Bending into the knees. On the exhale, stepping or floating forward. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, fold it forward. Inhale to Tadasana, our last round through. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. Breathing in. Exhale. Breathing in. Exhale. Breathing in. Exhale. Beautiful. On your inhale, right leg rises. Heel is pressing into the back wall. Toes are facing down. Hands are still pressing into the mat to send the hips up. Breathing in. On an exhale, bring the knee into the chest and hold. Inhale to lengthen the leg out. On the exhale, step the foot all the way through. Find your foundation first. Feeling a stretch in the front of your left hip. Give yourself a moment here. And then on your next inhale, warrior 2, spin the back foot down as you curl the arms up. Now take a moment here if you need. My hips are always cracking in my first warrior 2. That's okay. Just bend and straighten a couple of times if you need. And then as you settle into the pose, make sure that the back toes are pressing down all the way through the pinky side edge. Extend the arms out to a high T. Lower belly is still engaged. Sending your focus over your front fingertips. See if you can deepen just a little bit more into your warrior two front leg. With an exhale, extended side angle. Placing the elbow on top of the knee, left hand is reaching out, feeling a long diagonal reach all the way down to your left foot. Focus can either be down at your right foot, or if it feels okay on your neck, you can also look up towards the ceiling. On your next inhale, scoop the air in front of you and come all the way back to a reverse warrior. Maintaining the bend in your front knee. Backhand can come either to your leg, or if you'd like to take a bind behind the back, that is an option as well. And as you exhale, circle the arms down to frame the front foot, moving through Chaturanga, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. You also always have the option to skip the Chaturanga and upward dog and just meet right into downward facing dog. Left side. Inhale as you rise the left leg. Toes are facing down, heel is pressing back. As you exhale, bring the knee into the chest and hover for just a moment. Inhale to re-engage the length of the leg. Exhale, step the foot down between the hands. Taking a moment, feeling your foundation, getting your balance. And then on the inhale, warrior two, spin the back foot down, coming up tall. Again, if you need, coming in and out of that front knee for a few moments and settling back into the pose. Checking in with your focus. And as you exhale, extended side angle, left elbow to left knee, right fingertips reaching out in front of you. Feeling that long diagonal line again, all the way down to the right pinky toe. And as you inhale, reverse the warrior, scoop the air out in front of you, pour it all the way back. Making sure that the knee of the front bent knee is not pouring into your midline, but press it out towards the pinky side edge. And with an exhale, circling the arms down to frame the foot and moving through your flow, or meeting in downward facing dog. Take an inhale as you bend into the knees and look at your hands. Exhale as you step the feet forward. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweeping up to Tadasana. Exhale, take a moment just for one little chair pose here. I was gonna skip the chair poses, and then I was like, you know what? Why? Let's challenge ourselves just a little bit. One more breath in, and exhale, fold it forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, moving through your flow of Chaturanga, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. Breathe it in, breathe it out. We'll move through our flow that we just set up, skipping the part where we hover the knee and hold it in. Moving through everything, one breath per movement. So with an inhale, let your right leg rise, and with an exhale, step it through. On the inhale, warrior two. On the exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, circling down, Chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg high. Exhale, step the foot through. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, circle the arms down, Chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Beautiful. One last time through. Really feel your breath through all of the transitions. Try not to hold it, even if that means you slow the movement down. On an inhale, right leg rises. Exhale, step the foot through. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, circle the arms down, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Last side. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, step it through. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, circle the arms down. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Great job. Shifting forward on the inhale to your plank. Then with an exhale, coming into a child's pose. Give yourself a break. Knowing that you can always come into child's pose at any point in practice. You can always take a moment to grab a sip of water, or maybe it feels more restful for you to be in a downward facing dog. Anything that you need in practice is your practice and your choice. Just taking a couple more moments here. And then when you're ready, we'll meet in a downward facing dog. On your inhale, rising the right leg behind you. On your exhale, stepping the foot through. On your inhale, warrior one, spin the back foot down. Chest is still facing forward. Hips are on a diagonal. Chest rotates. So invite the right shoulder back and the left shoulder forward in a spiral. Pinkies are starting to rotate inwardly towards each other a little bit. Still hugging the lower belly up like you've put on a very tight pair of pants and you're trying to button them together. Setting your focus, your drishti in front of you at an unmoving point. And as you exhale, airplane the arms. Airplane the arms down behind you as you fold forward. Inhale as you rise up. Let's try that again. Exhale, airplane the arms. Inhale, rise it up. This time, opening up to your warrior two. As you inhale, straighten the front knee, setting up for triangle pose. Reaching the fingertips forward, hips reach back. And as you exhale, allowing yourself to fold into your triangle pose. Right hand is coming to the ground, the ankle or the shin. Left fingertips are really reaching up high. So as not to spill into the pose, but to feel equal opposition. As you inhale, micro bend your front knee and come back up into warrior two. Exhale, circle the arms down, turn the front foot, moving through chaturanga, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. Left side is next. Inhale, the left leg behind you. Exhale, step your foot through. Inhale to warrior one, spinning the back foot down. Shoulders this time, the left shoulder invites back. Right shoulder invites forward. As you exhale, airplane the arms down, folding forward. Inhale, coming back up into warrior one. Exhale, airplane the arms. Inhale up to warrior one. And exhale to warrior two. Resetting your foundation. Breathing. This is where we really unify that breath and the focus. Inhale as you straighten the front knee. As you exhale, sending the left fingertips forward, right hips back, then folding forward into your triangle pose. Right fingertips are pulling up high. It's almost as if there's something on a shelf that you can just barely reach. And as you inhale, micro bending the front knee, coming up into warrior two. Exhale, circle the arms down, moving it through chaturanga, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Inhale the right leg high. Exhale, step it through. Inhale to your crescent lunge, staying high in the ball mound of your back foot. Shoulders facing forward, hips facing forward. Really pressing the hamstring up and back. As you exhale, bring the hands to heart center, fold it forward, and then twisting over to the right for a prayer twist. If you'd like, you can always bend the back knee down to the ground. It might offer a little bit more stability. This pose does take quite a bit of balance. Your Ujjayi breath will help you with that. Take one last breath in, and as you exhale, place your hands down to frame the front foot. On your inhale, open up to warrior two. And as you exhale, bringing the hands to your hips, turn the right toes in. We'll be setting up for prasarita here. So the toes are reaching a little bit closer in, heels reaching out. Take a breath in as you send your heart out for a little bit of a back bend. And exhale, bending the hips, fold forward, releasing the hands to the earth. Maybe you want to sway side to side a little bit here to get into those inner thigh muscles. Might feel good to grab the outsides of your ankles, drawing your head a little bit closer to the earth. And place your hands underneath your head. With an inhale, come to a flat back, halfway lifting. As you exhale, turning on your toes. And then as you exhale, press it straight back to downward facing dog. Beautiful. On your next inhale, left leg rises. As you exhale, step your foot through. On your inhale, crescent lunge. Making sure that your hips are both facing forward. You might have to rotate your right hip forward a little bit, sending the left hip a little bit more into flexion in your hip. On your exhale, bringing hands to heart center, leaning it forward, and then twisting. Again, always the option to lower onto the back knee. Breathing. Setting your focus. One more breath in. As you exhale, framing the front foot. Inhale up to warrior two. Placing the hands on the hips as you exhale, turning the left toes in. Prasarita on this side. If you'd like,
you can take this option here to interlock the hands behind you, holding the palms together. Inhale as you draw the knuckles down and draw the heart up towards the ceiling. Exhale, take the fold with you as you fold forward. Knowing that you can release the fold at any point. Really nice to open up the front of your shoulders. If you are still holding on to the fold, see if you can now direct the knuckles up high as you direct your head closer to the earth. Feels really great on the back of my neck and tops of my shoulders, that trapezius area. And if you're still holding on to the fold, release your arms down. Inhale brings you to a halfway lift. Exhale, turning on the toes. This time, step the right foot to meet the left up at the front of your mat. Hanging here in a forward fold. We'll be here for a few breaths. Staying in this forward fold, walk your hands towards the outside of your right foot, twisting through the spine. See if you can draw your forehead a little bit closer to your knee or shin. Now walking the hands over to the left, outside of your foot. And coming back into center. Inhale brings us to a halfway lift. Exhale folds you forward. This time on the inhale, dropping the hips down, stacking the spine up vertebra by vertebra. Reach your arms all the way up to Tadasana. With an exhale, coming into Shavasana, where we were at the closer to the beginning of practice. Again, blinking, eyes closed. We're setting a soft focus from the backs of your eyeballs out over your fingertips. Bring your mind's eye to the soles of your feet and allow yourself to shift side to side, front to back, in a circle one way, allowing the hips to move freely. And reverse the circle. Just coming into all harmonies of the foot. And coming back into your Goldilocks position, your balanced position. Blinking the eyes open. If they have closed, release your hands down to your sides. Step your feet out to the outer edges of your mat. This time with your toes facing out and your heels facing in. Stepping up to drop down into a low yogi squat. Bring the hands back up to the heart. Breathing in. As you exhale, bending deeply into the hips. Sending yourself low. You might end with the elbows balanced on your quads. Or maybe you have it in your range to drop the hips down. Pressing your elbows into your hip, into the insides of your knees. Hands pressing together. Up. Release your hands down to the earth. On an inhale, drop your head low as your hips reach up high. So it's kind of like a shortened Prasarita, or like a I don't know, it's like a medium leg forward fold. Take another breath in, and then drop back into Malasana, into that Yogi Squat, seeing if you can soften the front of your hips a little bit more. If you'd like to add on another layer to this, you can place your right hand down and reach up with the left fingertips. It feels so great on my lower back. And then switch that. Lower your left hand down to the mat. My elbow is bent. And I inhale the right fingertips up. It really forces you to, not forces, encourages you to deepen the soft fold at the front of your hips. And exhale, bring your hands back down. Lowering yourself onto your seat. Find your way down, coming into a cross-legged seat. I'm just going to shift so that you all can see me here. So taking your cross-legged seat, inhale your hands up high. And exhale, coming into a twist over to the left side first. Right hand goes to the outside of the knee. Looking out over your left shoulder. Inhale to find more space in the spine. And exhale to twist a little deeper. Inhaling back to center. Exhale, twist over to the right side. Left hand comes to the outside of the knee. Inhale to find more length in the spine. Exhale to twist deeper. Inhale back up. And as you exhale, forward fold, either coming onto forearms or if you have it in your ability, extending the arms out long, lowering the head to the earth. As you inhale, start to stack yourself up. Beautiful. Now extending the legs out long in Tadasana. If you have a block nearby and you would like to use it, you can either stack that right underneath your knees or you can sit on top of it. And it offers you just a little bit of height to kind of give the hamstrings a little bit of a break. So inhale the arms up high and exhale, bending into the hips, fold forward. Reaching towards the feet, the ankles or the shins. Allow the forehead to reach towards the knees. And a nice juicy stretch all the way from the back of the head down to the hips. Now stay where you are with your hands. Take an inhale and just send your chin out a little bit. Reach it forward, reach your vision forward. And as you exhale, fold forward again and see if you gain just the littlest amount of length. If not, that's okay too. Maybe another day. And inhale, starting to come up back to your seat, removing the block if you've used it. Just the tiniest bit of core engagement here. Walk your feet in towards you. And we'll be setting up for just kind of a gentle boat pose. So first, tuning into your abdomen. Setting your mind's eye there. And imagine a sphere inside your abdomen. Now I'd like you to imagine crushing the sphere from front to back. And now side to side. Now taking the collapsed sphere, now more like a square, and see if you can rotate that up inside you towards your head. Now you've got that nice core engagement. Allow your back to lengthen out a little bit longer, just coming onto the toes here, not even lifting the feet. Breathing and just holding here. And then releasing down onto your back, coming into a cobbler's pose, Superbadaknasana. The soles of the feet come together as the knees open wide. Hands can be placed on the belly, or possibly one on the belly, one on the heart. Feel your heartbeat and the breath inside. Welcoming in that nice release. Maybe feeling a little warmth inside from that gentle core engagement. Especially if we work desk jobs, it's very important to give ourselves just a few moments in the day to get that nice core engagement, because we lose a lot of that in jobs that don't require a lot of movement or weightlifting. And as you breathe in, return the soles of the feet to the earth as the knees come back up towards the ceiling. Moving into some nice hip opening. Inhale as you place your right ankle on top of your left knee. Pressing the heel forward to protect your right knee. If this feels like enough, stay right here. But if you'd like a deeper stretch, inhale as you draw your left leg in towards your chest, reaching your hands through to grab onto the outside of your shin. Now, you might want to rock side to side to really find that Goldilocks position in your right outer rotators in the hip area. And you'll know when you found it. And when you do, start to breathe and send some oxygen into this area. It's a very loving act to give yourself this time to open up these tight spots. Especially in the hip region, we can store a lot of emotions that we might not have time to deal with in the moment. So if you do feel anything coming up, I encourage you not to fight the emotion, but just to sit with it. Allow yourself to feel. Breathing into it, and then allow it to just start to fizzle away. Almost like it's evaporating from you. And if you've been hugging your left knee in, release the grip as you allow the leg to return to the earth. Right leg also returns to the earth. Taking a moment to windshield wiper the knees side to side if you need. And setting up for the second side. Inhale as you draw your ankle of the left side onto your right knee. Either staying here or on an inhale, inviting the right leg in. Grasping onto the shin. And then moving side to side until you found that Goldilocks spot that you'd like to settle into. Remembering to engage through the heel to protect your left knee. Reminding yourself that you are committing to a loving act to yourself right now by allowing yourself this time to open. If you've invited your right knee in, mindfully return it to the earth, releasing the left foot to the earth, taking a couple more windshield wiper motions side to side. And then inviting your knees into your chest, wrapping your arms around your shins, give yourself a nice hug. Maybe giving yourself some more of that sway side to side, or it might feel really good to stir the knees in one direction in a circle, giving yourself a little massage of your lower back. And then reverse your circle, stirring the knees in the opposite direction. And finally, returning back to that hug. Feeling your lower back spreading against the earth. Now allow your arms to open out either into a high T or a cactus position, which might also look like a field goal post. Take a breath in. And on your exhale, let your knees drop over to the right side of your mat, coming into a supine twist. Your focus can remain up towards the ceiling, or if it feels okay on your neck, you can look over to the left, taking the reverse spiral. Eyelids can close. Inhale, draw your knees back into center. And exhale, drop the knees over to the left, focusing up towards the ceiling, or over to the right. Inhale, coming back into center, wrapping the arms around your shins one last time. Taking our final pose before we come into Shavasana, open up to a happy baby by wrapping your hands around the outsides of your feet, allowing the legs to open, rocking side to side, or finding stillness, gently drawing the hands into the feet, bringing the elbows and knees slightly closer to the earth. And when you feel ready, allow your body to take up space, extending arms and legs long, coming into a restful position, allowing the eyes to close. Listening to the sound of my voice, I'll guide you through a guided rest before a few minutes of Shavasana in silence. Begin by coming into your senses. Notice the sounds in the room. Notice the farthest sound away from you that you can hear. And now, notice the closest sound towards you. It may even be your own breath. Bring your attention to the inside of your mouth, noticing any taste you might have. Feel the air inside your mouth, allowing the tongue to rest away from the roof of your mouth. Feel the air behind your back molars. Feel your teeth. Notice your body laying on your mat. Feel the air temperature as it rests against your skin. And notice the places where your clothing is touching you. Feel the air moving in and out of your nostrils, taking with it any aroma that hangs in the air around you. See with eyes and inner eye. Bringing your mind's eye to the space between your eyebrows and allowing your forehead to soften. Draw your attention to your eyeballs as they rest in their sockets. Draw your attention down the bridge of your nose and allow it to hover just on the tip of your nose. Draw your attention to both cheeks, your top lip, bottom lip, and chin. Your right ear, inside the middle of your mind. Your left ear. The top of your skull. The back of your skull as it rests on the floor. Allow your inner vision to travel down the back and front of your throat to your collarbones, to both shoulders, your elbows, wrists, backs of your hands, to your thumbs, forefingers, middle fingers, ring fingers, and pinky fingers, to the palms of your hands, back up to your wrists, elbows, shoulders. Bringing your inner eye to the space of your heart center and sending some breath here. Allow your inner focus to draw down your rib cage to the space that hovers 2 inches above your belly button. Sending some breath to this space. Allowing your focus to travel past your belly button to your hip bones. Down your legs to both knees, your ankles, the tops of your feet, big toes, first toes, second toes, third toes, and pinky toes, to the soles of your feet, back up to your ankles, knees, and hips. Draw your attention back to your heart center. And as your attention lies here, start to imagine a soft green light inside your heart center. Notice its shade. Notice its size. As you continue to breathe, allow your breath to feed this light, encouraging it to glow brighter and wider. As it glows, see its light filling your entire torso, spilling out into your upper arms and upper legs. Growing brighter into your forearms and lower legs. Still growing brighter as it travels up your throat, into your head, into your hands and feet, and eventually out of your fingertips and toes, and out the crown of your head. Connecting you at all points, every cell connected. Now lie here and rest for a few moments, continuing to feel the glow of your entire body connected from your heart center. Now wherever you floated, allow yourself to come back to your body and to the sound of my voice. Feeling no rush to move, you're more than welcome to continue to lie here. But if you're ready to move on, start to notice sensation in your fingertips and toes. Feeling the rise and the fall in your chest as you breathe in and exhale. Allowing sensation to turn to micro movements, starting to wiggle those fingers and your toes. Allow the movement to grow, coming into your wrists and ankles, traveling up through your body, When you're ready, taking a full body stretch, reaching the arms above your head, breathing in, tightening everything. And as you exhale, turning over onto your right side, cradling your head with the upper arm, using your arm as a pillow. With the eyes remaining closed, start to press yourself up with the help of your arms into a cross-legged seated position, bringing hands to heart center in a prayer position. As a community, let's take 3 breaths together. Though we may be separate within our homes, we are here together in this practice. So starting by exhaling any stale air that might be in your lungs. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Draw your knuckles up to the third eye center on your forehead. Inhale once more. To exhale, gently bowing forward. I appreciate the time that you've dedicated to your practice with me today. From my heart to yours, namaste. Thank you all so much for joining practice tonight. Feel free